We are live now in this last webinar of AdmitKard's Study Abroad Webinar Bootcamp. Guys, if you can hear us, if you can see us, do comment hi so that we can begin with the webinar. Do comment hi or hello in the chat section on the right hand side so that we can begin with our webinar. Great. So Debelina is saying hello. FA is saying hi. KD is saying hi. Takshma is saying hello. Patel, is it going live? Yes, absolutely, Patel. This is going live. Pritha is back. Hi, Pritha. So I can see, guys, there are more than 30 people who are just registering and entering to the webinar. So let's just wait for one more minute before we begin our webinar. Chaitali is saying hi. Shivani is saying hi. Harsh is saying hi. Great. Arjun is saying hi. Hi, everyone. Mohsin is back. So I must say, guys, we have received an absolutely fantastic response from you guys for this bootcamp, and we are really grateful that you guys supported us. And you guys, so I can really recognize you by your names. The people who are coming back again and again: Ankit and Mohsin, Arjun, Pritha, Takshma. It's really great. It really boosts our confidence that we will continue doing these amazing webinars for you. Deepshika is again hello Deepshika. Rishabh is again back. Hi Rishabh. Hello Ritvik. Great. So let me just check once more. So again, we have now more than 50 people who are waiting and just entering. So let's just wait 30 more seconds, guys, before we begin our webinar.
Sure.
Right?
No,
Leon is back. Mohammed Saeed Ansari is back. Great. So guys, there are many students who are asking what happened to the morning session. So there are a good number of students who requested us to push the webinar towards the evening so that they can attend their colleges and their universities. So that's why, and we knew that this is the last session of this boot camp, and this is absolutely going to be the fantastic and most valuable session for you because we are going to tell you about the scholarships. We will be telling you about loans, and I'm damn sure this is going to be perfect for you. All right. Great. So guys, let's start with the last webinar of the Study Abroad Bootcamp, in which we will talk about the education loans and scholarships and pre and post departure things. So to begin with, guys, let's start with the education loan thing first. And to start for the education loan thing, we have Tejendra. So Tejendra is from Incred, which is a company which is disbursing education loans, and specifically in the study abroad arena in India from past couple of years. So Tejendra, we have a good number of people who are watching this live right now. Can you share your insights about the education loan industry as a whole, and then about specific countries with our students, please?
Thanks, Prithvi, for introducing me. Let me tell you something about the Incred. So Incred is basically a NBFC. So NBFC, some students might not know, NBFCs are basically the non-banking financials company. Okay, so which basically provides loans to the students, to the SME business and the others. So now coming to the education loan part, right? So if we see the number of students who are going abroad, about 70 to 75% students require loans for their studies. Okay, so about 70 to 75% from these, around 50% of the students basically takes the loan from the PSUs banks, which basically require collateral. Okay, so basically you need to have property to be mortgaged with the bank to avail the loan. Now to basically simplify this process, basically on the basis of the profile of the students, we have started to give the unsecured loan to the students. Okay. So coming to the unsecured loan, the word unsecured loans means the students' parents don't need to give any property to be mortgaged. Okay. So just on the basis of the profile of the students, we give loans to the students. Okay. So the the range of the loan could be up till 45 to 50 lakh. Okay, so I'm assuming that if the students want to pursue master in the US, so the if average cost of the cost there is 40 to 45 lakh, we can fully fund that 40 to 45 lakh without any property to be mortgaged. Okay.
So guys, I hope you guys are jotting down all this important information. So as he said, 40 to 45 lakhs of unsecured loan, InCred can provide you guys, right? All right, please go ahead. Yeah.
And coming to the other part, right? If you take the loan from banks, right, they require certain income of your parents, right? If you want to take the loan of 45 lakh, I am assuming that they need a income of minimum around 80 to 1 lakh, right?
Right.
Now here in credit, what we does, if a student is good, right? If a student is going to one of the if student GRE is I'm assuming student GRE is more than 305. Okay, so if a student GRE is more than 305, without considering the income of your parents, we can straight away give 40 to 45 lakh on the basis of the profile of the student. Okay, and we do give a certain moratorium period that is called the holiday period. Okay, so during that time period, student, that is basically the time taken by you to pursue your MS. Suppose the duration of the MS is of 2 years,
Right.
we don't take any interest during the course study.
Right.
Okay, so after completion of masters, student take a 1 year grace period and they can start repaying their EMI when they get the job. Okay.
Right.
So basically, it's a customized friendly for the students, okay, who want to take the unsecured loan, okay,
Right.
and who don't have the collateral in the property to mortgage, okay.
All
so
right.
it actually don't, the parents don't have the burden to keep their property to give to the banks. Right?
Great. So Tajinder, so before we move ahead to specific country-wise process and requirements, so there are a good number of queries already popping up, asking about what about the undergrads and UGs. So what about that? Can you share some stats and some data for that with the students?
See, coming to the loan parts, so I'm assuming that you are asking about the loans part. So,
Yeah.
So coming to the loans part, you see UG, we do have the unsecured products for the UG also.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So again, it depends upon the target country and the profile of the student.
Right.
So if the profile of the student is decent, right, if a good stat score combined with the good academics in the 10th and 12th,
Right.
okay, so in that case, we certainly give the unsecured loan. But yeah, if you check the total CA of this, the total cost for pursuing the UG in US,
Right.
it might be around 1 CR.
Okay.
So funding completely unsecured of 1 crore would be difficult from our side.
All
So
right.
we do certainly take care of, means we can fund up to 40 to 45 lakhs.
40 to 45
so
lakhs.
It would be, you can say 50% of the tuition
Undergrad fee.
we can cover.
All right. So guys, for all the people who are asking for undergrad students, you can get up to 50% of your tuition fee unsecured loan from InCred, right? Great. So, so if we move, for which country do students take the most number of loans?
See, if we see the current scenario,
Yeah.
okay, so basically students, first target of the student is US and the Canada.
Absolutely. So we can also see the most number of queries for our profile evaluation session also
Yes.
came for USA and Canada. So can you elaborate a bit about the process in US and Canada specifically? What is the loan procedure over there and how we can help?
See, loan procedure is if we talk about the InCred, okay,
Yeah.
our process is completely online. Okay.
Okay.
So what our InCred representative shares a link with the students. Okay. So on that link, students have to upload some basic documents.
Okay.
So basic documents, I mean students have to upload their academics. Okay, right from the 10th standard. Okay. They have to upload their GRE and the SAT, okay, and they have to upload their basic KYC like PAN,
Okay.
Aadhaar, and passport. Okay, so we will evaluate the academics part, we will evaluate the GRE score, we will evaluate the profile of the students, and our credit manager will decide that what is the amount we can sanction. So if each and everything is okay, we can easily fund the students without any. It will be completely hassle-free process. Okay, so the whole loan process would be done in 3 to 4 days.
Alright.
It is unlike to the PSU's bank where you have to go to the branch where you have to do the paperwork. Each and everything would be online. You have to just upload your scan copy of your documents Within 3 to 4 days, we will evaluate the profile and will give the loans.
And what is the average percentage of interest which is applicable?
See, coming to the MS, it would be around 12 to 12.5. I'm assuming the GRE score is around 310, 350, okay?
Alright.
And the profile is decent, okay?
Alright.
And coming to the UG part, it is slightly higher. It would be around 30 to 13.5.
Alright.
Okay.
Great. So guys, let's move on to the next country, which is the most top hot destinations from India, which is the Canada.
Yeah.
So what exactly are the process and requirements? And before that, I would like to tell you guys. So guys, we will definitely cover scholarships once we have done with the loan part. So hold your horses. Piyush will tell you each and everything about scholarships. What all things I can see people asking about. Can we cover living expenses, only tuition fees and other expenses? So we will cover those things as well once we come to the scholarship part. Alright. So Tejendra, please share with us the Canada thing as well. What are the process and requirements for that?
So if we check about the Canadian market, okay,
Right.
it is the second most popular after the United States market.
Right.
So if we see the Canadian market, the most popular course is PG diploma and the PG certificate courses.
Right.
Okay. So coming to the PG diploma and the PG certificate courses, the average cost including the living expense would be around 15 to 17 lakh. Okay. Which we have observed, it covers 15 to 17 lakh covers almost 90% of the 1 year PG diploma.
Alright.
So what InCred is doing that we provide 100% of the finance. Okay.
Right.
So if the COA is 15 lakh, we easily give 15 lakh unsecured for the PG diploma and PG certificate courses.
Alright.
Okay. So and coming to the other courses, like if we have the good MS courses in the University of Alberta, University of British Columbia,
Right.
University of Waterloo, and which basically takes the GRE of the students apart from the IELTS score. Okay?
Right.
So for these universities, we can easily fund up to 25 to 30.
Alright.
Okay. So for the PG diploma, it is 15 to 17 lakh, and for the other MS courses in Canada, we can give up to 25 to 30 lakh.
Right. Great. So Deepshika is saying then discuss about that too. So Deepshika, I remember you asked in the previous webinar as well about the that thing. So I've conveyed the same to Piyush and he will talk in depth about that as well. So we have one very interesting question from Arjun. So Arjun is asking, so if it covers half of the tuition fee, can we get other half as scholarships? Is it possible that we are covering half of the tuition fees with loans and other half with the scholarship, Piyush?
So absolutely, I think they are two separate things completely. And there are multiple other ways of managing your overall expenses. Students use part-time jobs.
Right.
Students use graduate and teaching assistantships.
Right.
Of course, loans and
Right.
scholarships.
All
So
right.
there are multiple ways of covering your overall expenses.
Great. So we have one question from Dev Verma is asking, for medicine is the loan still available? Does it matter the course wise?
See for the if a students plan to go for the MBBS, right? So for the MBBS, we can say that we require collateral for that.
Okay.
But if a student want to pursue masters in the medicine, in some like MD in medicine,
Right.
or some other healthcare program which are basically after the graduation, we can offer loans depend upon the profile of the student. It can
Okay.
start from 15 lakh and it can end with 40 to 45 lakh depend upon the profile of the student. Okay.
Great.
We do have products for the medicine program, but again it depends from the profile to profile of the student. But for the MBBS, we require collateral.
All right. So great. So can you also quickly cover about the process and requirements for Australia, Ireland, and Germany so that we can switch to the scholarships, right?
Yeah.
So please do that. Yeah.
So if we can combine Ireland, Germany, and Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in the InCred, the process for the three countries is very much even the same. Okay. So
Right.
coming to the Ireland, Germany, and Australia, the maximum unsecured limit we can give is 20 lakh.
Okay.
So if we see the total cost for studying there for 1 year program in the
Right.
Ireland, okay, I'm assuming a student plan to go to pursue master in Ireland. So the average cost we have observed is around 15 to 17 lakh.
Okay.
So InCred cover InCred loan cover whole fees and
The complete tuition fees.
complete
Right.
tuition fees, including living expense, and we can easily give 15 to 20 lakh. Okay.
Alright.
And coming to the Australia, okay, in the Australia we can give up to 25 lakh also, okay, for the G8 university. So G8 are among the top Australian universities, like Monash University, University of Queensland, okay.
Right.
So for these university we can give up to 25 lakh loan also.
All right.
But if we see the program cost in the Australia,
Right.
it is tentatively higher than the Ireland with the Germany. Okay. So it is comparatively similar to the US market. Okay. So but here our unsecured limit will be restricted to 25 lakh.
Okay.
And for the Germany, it is similar to the Ireland. We can
Right.
give up to 15 to 17 lakh.
Right.
I guess total cost would be similar to the Ireland market also.
All right. Great. So I believe the process for Australia, Ireland, and Germany is more or less same only.
It is more or less same.
It is more or less same. Great. So Mohammed Saeed Ansari wanted to know about Germany. I believe your query is sorted now. And as we discussed, so let's take one more course level case here. So Spurs Rastogi is asking us, what about the loans for masters in architecture?
See, if we see the architecture is a very wide field. Okay?
Right.
Okay. There are certain program under architecture like building technology.
Right.
Okay, that are under STEM program. US government, US universities consider those program under STEM.
Right.
There are certain programs under architecture which comes under non-STEM program. Okay. So if we speak about the STEM courses, we can easily fund up to 40 to 45 lakh.
Okay.
Coming to the non-STEM courses, we have to restrict our loan amount to 15 to 20 lakh.
Right.
So if someone want to take a loan for the architecture program,
Right.
the university website should clarify that whether this program qualify under STEM or non-STEM.
All right. Great. So I believe that sorts your queries first to a greater extent. Next in the line we have Takshima, who is asking, rate of interest is different for Canada or same, and can we pay back when we get a job?
See, for the Canadian university, if you want to pursue PG diploma in the PG certificate program, the rate of interest would be between 13 to 14%.
Right.
Yes, we do have the facility where student can pay after the course study. Even after the course study, we will give you 1 year grace period also. Okay?
All right.
And coming to the rate of interest for the US market, it would be slightly lesser as compared to the Canadian market. The rate of interest for the US MS is around 12 to 12.5, but for the Canadian market, it would be around 13 to 13.5 or 14.
Great. So I believe that sorts your query, Takshma. So does INCRED also serves to students who wish to study abroad in New Zealand?
See, we do have certain program for the New Zealand,
Yeah.
right? We should certain course loan program, right? But for the New Zealand, we basically are very much selective, right?
Right.
So because if we compare New Zealand market with the Australian market, so job opportunities are okay, but still our loan amount, if we are our unsecured limit for the Australian market is 20 to 25 lakh,
Right.
but for New Zealand it would be restricted to 10 to 15.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And what you said about architecture, does that hold true for masters in civil engineering as well?
Master in civil engineering comes under this STEM only. Okay. But if university is not defining whether it comes under STEM or non-STEM, right? We require confirmation from the university or somewhere that the programs come under STEM. Okay. But what I know that Master of Civil Engineering comes under STEM only, right? So we do provide unsecured loan to the masters in the civil engineering. But coming to the architecture, I have told you that university should clarify whether it comes under STEM or non-STEM.
Great. So Ajit, I can see your query. You have shared your profile. How much exact loan you will get, that depends upon once we exactly verify the details that you have shared with us. So our team will get back to you and share the exact amount of loan that you can get, and the rate of interest would vary as it shared between 12 to 14%, right? I believe, right?
For the US market, it would be it depend upon your GRE score and your profile.
All right.
But for the I'm assuming your GRE score is more than 300, 305 plus.
Right.
So it would be the range would be between 12 to 13.
All right, great. So Aditya is asking, is the loan only for Indian students or can be availed by NRI or foreigners too? Because he's from Nepal, who's live watching us right now.
So, but see, the thing is that we need an Indian passport holder, right?
Okay.
So for if a student is from the Nepal, sorry, we can't give loan to that student.
All right, all right. So we have one very interesting query from Arjun that I would like Piyush if you can answer. So what he's asking is, instead of taking a loan, can I take a scholarship and do some part-time job and clear my tuition fee? Do you think it's a good idea?
Absolutely. I think, it's a better idea. But many students are unable to get scholarships as it is quite a selective process.
Right.
So definitely, if you are taking a loan, it is an investment in your own self. And one should be very confident of their own abilities.
All right.
And if you are choosing the right university, the right program, and you are, working towards a good career,
Right.
definitely that's a better choice. But otherwise, yes, a loan can be a backup to your overall, requirements.
Absolutely fantastic. So let's just take one more query and then let's move on to the scholarship part for the webinar, wherein we will tell you everything about the scholarship. So we have Takshma again back, who's asking, after MS, can I get a loan for PhD as well?
Yeah, you can get a loan from PhD also. The product for the MS and the PhD from the InCred is similar. Okay.
Right.
The loan amount would be restricted to 40 to 45 lakh.
Right.
And the more or less the product for the MS and PhD is same.
Right. All right. So I believe that sorts your query, Takshma. So guys, now let's move on to the most awaited section of this webinar, which is the scholarship thing. And so Piyush, I can see there are lots and lots of queries, around scholarships. How can we get scholarships? What all things the scholarships can cover? How can we get into it? And let's suppose if I have a very, not a very good profile, an average profile, can I get scholarship? And which country should I aim for if my main source of, funding is scholarship? So can you burst some of these myths and share actual knowledge and actual content about scholarship with the students today?
Sure, Prithvi, and I think thank you all of you guys for joining and waiting for this. I'll share my 2 cents, and what we believe in. And over the last 3 years, a lot of students have come to AdmitKard asking that they want scholarship,
Right.
because they want to study abroad, because they're not getting great universities in India.
Right.
It's a very competitive environment, but they can't afford to study abroad. So the right question to answer is, and what Tejinder has also been trying to provide a solution for,
Right.
is how do I finance my studies abroad?
Right.
And scholarships is one of the options, right? So if you are looking, so our suggestion to most of the students is that most scholarships available are based on merit. Now, when scholarships are available on merit, then if you are holding 70%, 75%, many students with 60% marks, or with average English scores, or with less experience, or no research experience, it becomes very difficult because a lot of good candidates are competing for those scholarships. Now, if we talk of scholarships as to, how to go about searching the right scholarships, and how to apply, and how to realistically evaluate ourselves.
Absolutely.
For the possibility of getting that scholarship, I'll share a few examples.
Absolutely, please.
Of those scholarships, and you guys can go online later and look at the processes and see these are some of the most authentic and scholarships and available to a very large number of students.
Right.
A lot of students want to go to Germany, thinking that the tuition fee is funded by the government.
Right.
The public universities don't charge money, but then there are more scholarships available that will cover your cost of living as well, and your cost of travel, and your cost of student union registrations and
Right.
local expenses.
Right.
One such scholarship that you can check is on the DAAD website, that is DAAD,
Right.
and that's a postgraduate scholarship for field in for architecture.
Right.
I'm mentioning that because a lot of students have been putting comments around
Right.
architecture.
Right.
So if you're looking to study the architecture or design or interior design or urban planning domain, this scholarship can be available to you if you're wanting to study in Germany.
Right.
Now, this scholarship practically is available only for master's program. And it is also, covers practically your entire cost of living as well as, any expenses that would be there. The typical deadline. So, for example, for your course starting in October in Germany, the deadline is almost till the end of September.
Right.
And it is available to international students from all countries. So even if
Right.
you are from Nepal, you can apply for the same scholarship.
Right.
The scholarship, and most of them have a very similar process. They will ask for your academic requirements, academic documents.
Right.
They will ask for your letter of admission and the course, specifically evaluating if it qualifies for that particular scholarship.
Right.
Also, they are going to be evaluating a very special document that they'll ask, which is your statement of purpose.
Right.
So for this special scholarship, you require about a 3-page write-up, which kind of outlines your motivation to study in Germany and what do you plan to do after you complete your master's program.
Right.
Now, a lot of these scholarships are there for students who are interested in research. So if you're having some research experience or any practical work experience,
Right.
that is also going to be very helpful for you in getting selected.
Right.
There are going to be requirements for language skills, and if you're doing English level masters, English taught masters, then only your IELTS or TOEFL score is sufficient.
Right.
And you need to just, because you've already gotten an admission, so you must have that those scores with you, and that only needs to be submitted.
Absolutely.
But if it is in German, then you also need a German certificate which qualifies and shows that your language proficiency is good.
Right.
Even if it is an English taught course, providing a German language certificate would also enhance your chances of getting this particular scholarship.
Right. So Piyush, before we proceed ahead and get into details, so we have already a good number of queries lined up. So let's just answer a few of them, and guys, keep on asking these queries because this is the last webinar of Study Abroad Webinar Bootcamp. So after this, we will not be available over webinar for a couple of weeks before we launch our next webinar series. So get all your queries cleared regarding education loan, financing and everything, right? So keep on asking your queries. So let's just take a couple of queries. So we have Mohammed Saeed Ansari, who was asking, can I apply for multiple scholarships at a time?
So absolutely, I think it's like saying that, don't apply to one university for admission, don't apply for one scholarship for thinking that you will definitely get it.
Right.
You always need to apply for multiple scholarships. Most scholarships require that you are not holding any other grant or scholarship at that time.
Okay.
So you might end up having to choose between one of the scholarships that you get.
Right.
But then it is better to have a choice at the end. But yes, you should definitely apply for multiple scholarships, which are either offered by the universities or by the governments of those countries.
Right. Great. So guys, let's take a couple of more queries. And guys, I think there are so many queries. Sometimes I get quite perplexed which one to take and which one not to take. So so I think Piyush, we should make more videos on specifically on scholarships, right? Country wise, what are good scholarships in USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and also let's get some more videos on our YouTube channel on course wise, like for data analytics, MS, like MBA courses. What are some good scholarships for that? So let's just create more scholarships.
I think, guys, Prithvi is absolutely right. Just share your feedback as to what kind of content you would want.
Exactly.
And, I'll ask my team also to prepare and provide that research.
Right.
And from our experience, we can do shorter videos.
Exactly.
And that can be accessed by you guys through our YouTube channel. So do subscribe so that you keep getting notifications for the same.
Absolutely. So don't forget, just subscribe the channel right now so that you can keep getting notifications for all the videos on scholarships that we will be covering in coming weeks. All right. So let's take a couple of more queries. So we have Jayant, who is asking, how can my 95% plus marks in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th help me in scholarships?
Oh, absolutely, Jayant. I think, and if you have scored that well, I think that's a fantastic, start. If you are applying for your undergrad programs, say for example in US, there are certain universities who will even provide 100% scholarship to you. But that is going to cover your tuition cost. And assuming that it is going to be a 4-year degree, then about 35 to 40 lakhs of living expenses would be there.
Right.
Which again, for which you might need to get your funds. But your tuition fee can be completely waived off.
Right.
Especially we have one university whose dean had connected with me last week. It's Northern Arizona University, and they are offering specially to Indian students who are keen in doing engineering programs post 12th and have scored more than 90%. That is one university we can definitely help you apply for, and there are multiple opportunities available, though a larger number of opportunities are available at postgraduate level, because these countries want to encourage students who are keen in research domain. So undergrad scholarships, there are few universities still that you would encourage quality international students to come and join their alumni.
Absolutely. So I believe that sorts your query to a greater extent, Jayan. So next in the line, so we have a good number of queries for DAD here. So Pritha is asking, is that not for CE, the DAD one?
So DARD has, if you look at Indian scholarships for Indian, and DARD has a kind of an interactive page where you can see which scholarships are available for Indian students. And there are more than 80 scholarships listed currently on that platform. That is the most authentic and comprehensive source for scholarships in Germany. They really do their homework well, and they're very well connected with the universities. They have their representatives present in Delhi, and they have shared some of the insights on how to use that platform. This scholarship, particularly in field of architecture, that the one I have shared. There are multiple scholarships for computer engineering, especially for graduates who are looking for research options, and research grants are available. There are also scholarships available for students looking to do more different kind of engineerings like electrical. But if I say 80% of them are for engineering field. There are some scholarships available and PhD positions available which come with full funded grants in psychology, in HR, and those kind of more softer domains. So, but yes, if you look up there, you will find scholarships for all fields available.
Great. So I believe that sorts your query, Pritha. Next in the line we have Takshima. So Takshima is asking something about apart from that. So she is asking, can you suggest some scholarships for masters in biotechnology in Canada? And she has one more message saying, I'm in last year of graduation in India. So right now, can I apply for any Canadian scholarship before going there?
Sure, absolutely. There is one special scholarship which a lot of international students apply for, and it's open for a large number of students as well. It's called the Ontario Graduate Scholarship. As you would know, most of the universities are there in Ontario, and this scholarship is primarily for universities only and not for PG diploma or PG certificate programs. This is also available at a PG level, and it would be relevant for your MS in biotechnology. Now it is for universities situated in Ontario. Again, there is a specific deadline available for these universities, which is typically around March and April, and so you need to kind of apply a little early for this for the September intake. Now, since you are in your final year, and if you will be applying for next fall intake, or say starting Jan intake, then you need to apply quickly, and you need to have a letter of acceptance from the university as well. This scholarship will typically cover about $15,000 up to $15,000 of expenses towards your tuition fee. And but this is a scholarship which some of our students have availed, and this is a great opportunity for international students, because scholarships in Canada are few. Even universities who are offering scholarships to students directly are not that many. And so because the university grants for scholarships are less. So the right way for approaching scholarships in Canada, apart from the Ontario Graduate Scholarship, is that you should, when you're writing your SOPs, you should strategically position your request for teaching assistantships and graduate assistantships. Also, if you have prior research experience, you can also request for research assistantships. And you can, in parallel, once you have your admit, reach out to the professors and request for that as well, because that is actually better than any scholarship, because that helps you build strong relation with the faculty who can help you with job prospects even later. and that kind of a support covers not only your tuition but also your living, because you get paid really well for that.
Right. Great. So I believe that sorts your query, Takshma. Next in the line, we have Arjun Piyush, who is asking, so that covers all the expenses, including the tuition fees?
So, see, like many of the universities, like in Germany, do not have a tuition fee as well, right? Because they are publicly funded and they're still not charging tuition fee from international students. Though some of the universities have now started charging a small fee, whereas there are some private universities which
Right.
charge a full fee to international students. So, depending on which university you are, the amount of scholarship will vary. It will cover part of your living expense as well.
Right.
So, depending on the scholarship, every scholarship will have. So, DARD is an organization, not a scholarship.
Okay.
And that organization kind of centrally provides information on not just admissions but scholarships and all
Right.
information regarding studying in Germany.
Right.
So that is where DARD is kind of collaborating with all the universities and putting the scholarship together.
Right.
So there are multiple scholarships, and different will have kind of different terms associated.
Great, great. So I believe that sorts your query, Arjun. So next in the line, so let's move out of Germany a bit now. So we have Shivani who is asking, can you suggest some scholarship for analytics courses in from US?
Yeah, absolutely. And last year, two of my students went to UT Dallas for their course in business analytics and data analytics. So it was MBS. And now the thing is that that university has a process for offering scholarships, especially to Indian students who are meritorious. And two of our students were invited to apply for it. So you don't have to apply separately for that scholarship.
Right.
Once you are given an admit, your profile gets selected
Right.
for providing a separate essay to outline why you should be offered that scholarship.
Absolutely.
And basis that essay, you are given that scholarship. So the two students received about 8 lakhs on an average scholarship from UT Dallas. So that's one school which really encourages students to apply for their in-house scholarships. And as well as if you look at some of the other universities in Arizona State University and some of the universities not that high ranked, but they work very closely with us, like NJIT, like University of Bridgeport, which becomes very cost effective because of their scholarships. Northern Arizona University as well, which will give a scholarship around 7 lakhs to graduates with more than 300 score of GRE.
Right.
And then there are multiple options similarly available that can help you reduce your overall expenses in US.
Right.
So US is one place where a lot of scholarships are available because there's a lot of grants available from the government to these universities and to encourage students for higher education. So,
Right.
so US is one place where scholarships are available, and we should actively ask the universities also
Right.
if they can kind of help us reduce our expenses for education.
All right, great. So now we have one question from Rishabh for you, Tejendra here. So what he's asking is, if I take the loan for MS and upgrade my course to PhD, will the loan be upgraded or is it against the loan policies?
See, the loan amount will be restricted to 45 lakhs only.
Okay.
But the EMI schedule, the EMI tenure which we starts after the MS, that we can extend up to 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
But the loan amount will be restricted to 45 lakhs.
All right, great. So I believe, Rishabh, your query is sorted, and in the upcoming webinars as well. So as you guys must have seen, we got GRE experts in the test prep thing, IELTS expert in the test prep webinar. Now we have Tejendra, who is an expert in education loan from InCred. We will keep coming back with more quality webinars. All right, guys. So with more and more experts as well. So next in the line we have Arjun, who is asking, first of all, we should apply for scholarships or get admit in college first.
So most of the universities they don't require you to apply separately for scholarships.
Okay.
Especially if you are looking at things like countries like Australia, Ireland, even in US, you don't have to apply for scholarships separately.
Right.
Once you apply for admits, either these scholarship letters comes automatically along with it,
Right.
or you would be requested to apply for the scholarships then.
Right.
So you get invitations automatically for those scholarships.
Right.
The scholarships which you need to apply separately are usually the scholarships offered by the governments
Right.
of those countries. If I were to give a rule, then I would say apply for the universities first, get your admit, because you will have to mention which university and course are you looking to go and study, where in those, even the government scholarship applications. So
Right.
my suggestion would be apply for universities early, get a offer letter, and then basis that start applying for scholarships.
Absolutely great. So I believe that sorts your query, Arjun. So next in the line we have Apurva, who's asking, can you please let me know about the best university for PhD in social work and scholarship for it as well?
So PhD in social work. So I mean, there are two countries which have a lot of programs around this, and if you have prior relevant experience and relevant education, then Canada and Australia both are great countries for this, because they have an aging population and they're looking for young people, especially in the social sector and the healthcare sector. So therefore, you will have very good programs available across universities. Apart from that, PhDs, typically if you are going to be applying for that, there are lots of scholarships offered by the universities because they get research grants and they as well. So, and that's an area where you might not have that much competition either. So that's a great, I think if you have the domain, you should apply for these two countries.
Right.
So for example, if I were to share, University of New South Wales has a great program where they're providing scholarships to international students,
Right.
Both at undergrad, masters and PhD level.
Right.
And scholarships of up to $10,000
Right.
in general. And for PhD students, that can go up to about $25,000 to $30,000 as well.
Right. Oh, great. So great. So I believe that's also your query, Apurva. So next in the line we have Leon, who is asking a very interesting question. So can you share a sample profile to secure scholarships in top 50 universities in US?
That's a good question, Leon, and I think sometimes it is heartening to get those scholarships, and we are very proud of our students for that. But again, their profiles are very exceptional. And I'll share a profile of this student of mine who's now getting a scholarship from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT.
MIT, the Ivy Leagues.
The Ivy Leagues, and Stanford University for the program in computer design and optimization. It is a program offered by the computer science engineering department, and it's a very, very, very competitive program. Now, if I share her profile, she has about 9.2 GPA from tier one engineering university. She has about 1 year of experience, but only as internships, not as full time. Her GRE score is 335. With 170 on 170 in quant. And she has a pre-placement offer from Google, and where she has a very, very good salary offering as well, which she had attached as part of her application. Also, she has 2 research papers published, which were published in her last year of studies, and which have been cited by 2 US professors. So now she's getting a 100% scholarship for the master's program. She's getting a research assistantship guaranteed, which will cover not only her living expenses, but she will save more money because she has got already 100% scholarship on the tuition.
Absolutely.
And she's also getting her travel covered. But her profile is super strong, and for getting scholarship in this kind of top 20 universities globally, you need a really strong profile. But yes, do they still get? Can you still get it? Yes.
Yes, absolutely great. So next in the line we have Jayant again, who's asking, there are many issues with CPT and OPT work permit. So how can we be assured that we can cover expenses by doing part-time job?
So CPT and OPT, of course, they are relevant for US. In US, most of the universities do not allow you to work outside that university jobs. So therefore, the job pool that you can look at for part-time is limited, although they are very well paid. So there are multiple options like even canteens and restaurants on campus, the cafeterias in various student halls, the library. But like I said, because if you are having a good TOEFL score, that means your English is good. Teaching assistantship becomes more relevant because the faculty to student ratio is not that high. Not everybody would be looking for those options. So those are very good options to use to cover your expenses.
Absolutely.
And of course, CPT is while you are studying, if you can get that 1 year. But otherwise, if you are doing a STEM program, you have 3 years of time to actually earn. So if you're doing a STEM program within 3 years, I mean that's I think a great opportunity that US offers because the salaries are very high and you can really save and earn well, pay back your loans as well as you can recover your investment in your education. So yeah.
Great. So I believe that sorts your query. So next in the line we have Prachi, and Prachi is asking, are there any scholarships available for allied health courses?
So Prachi, I think of course there are specialized scholarships available for different fields, and we can do once you have enrolled or you have put down your profile on the platform, the team will do the research and provide exactly if there are some specific scholarships for your field. But a lot of scholarships are open. So for example, and I see there are a few queries around Australian scholarships as well. So I'll cover one, which is the Destination Australia Scholarship. It is a new program. Earlier they used to have an Endeavour leadership program, which has now been stopped. Which has been, there's a new program which has been launched, which is the Destination Australia Scholarship. Which basically helps cover for expenses if you are studying in one of the regional locations in Australia. Namely, for example, Adelaide is one place which has University of Adelaide, which is a group of 8 university, and you can apply for this scholarship on top of whatever the university may offer you. So a lot of the scholarships are not domain specific. But they are looking for strong profiles. So irrespective of the program that you're studying, you will always have scholarships available for you.
Great. So next in the line we have Pritha. So I believe Pritha, you are the one who has joined all our webinars. She has been across all the webinars.
Thank you, Pritha, for being part of it.
So Pritha is asking if sir can discuss about the scholarships for masters in CE in Australia. Apart from good academics, which can provide me some scholarship, are there some other scholarships too which can be applied for?
So absolutely, Pritha, and I think that's a good question. Australia is slightly a more expensive destination, where the tuition fee for 2 years masters can be somewhere between 25 to 30 lakhs at least. Now, if you look at these universities and if you have a good academic profile and you apply early, those are the two things. You have to apply early because they run out of scholarships. So for example, Deakin University can offer you scholarship up to 25%. UNSW is offering a specialized scholarship for international students up to $10,000 for master's program. We have students going to Monash University who've received scholarships of about 5 lakhs per year. So it was like overall about 10 lakhs. In the domain of cybersecurity, in IT, in computer science. So all these top universities, they really help you reduce your expenses. But the right way of approaching this is that you need to apply early, so that when the universities still have those that funds available to be offered. So if you're applying early, and I think in Australia you can really make it very competitive. Australia, finding part-time jobs is it's reasonably easy if you're having good English skills. They pay pretty well. So along with scholarships, you can do your part-time and practically cover your entire costs. So I think that would be a good start to kind of how to plan your studies.
Great. So I believe that sorts your query, Pritha. Next in the line we have Arjun. So Arjun is asking basically how many types of scholarships are available. Please show the link. So definitely, Arjun, we have all your contact details with us. Everyone's contact detail who is watching this webinar right now are there with us. Our team will get in touch with you, and they will definitely sort all your queries as well. Right? Great. So next. We have Sparsh. So Sparsh is asking, please, can you share some scholarships available in different countries for PG in architecture?
Yeah, like the one I just mentioned a little bit earlier is in Germany, which I really like the scholarship because it is specifically for the architecture domain, and we have a lot of students looking to study interior design or urban planning or urban sustainable development. So those programs all get covered under that. I think that's one you can look at.
Great.
Apart from that, there's also a good scholarship being promoted by University of Sydney in Australia for their urban planning program, and that's merit based. You don't have to apply separately.
Absolutely.
When you're applying for University of Sydney, then just with your academics, you'll automatically get considered.
And in fact, I believe our mentors, our students who are already studying there, these students can connect with them and get a better picture of what all scholarships are available at university level, I believe.
Right. So, they can definitely, come and approach, the mentors, and they can talk to the mentors, and, some of the mentors on the platform already have been availing those scholarships, so they can share their experience with you and provide the right answers.
Great. So I believe, guys, if you have a very specific query at a country and course level and university level, do download our app, which is available on Google Play Store and Apple iStore or App Store. So you guys can connect with the mentors, and mentors are students who are already studying abroad from India, right? So you can connect with them. These guys are studying abroad. These guys can really help you, because these guys are the actual students who are the most updated, because they get definitely weekly, monthly mails from the university, what new scholarships are there, what new courses are there, and they can definitely help you out to a very greater extent, I believe.
So I agree with you, Prithvi, on that, and I think some of the mentors have done a great job in helping students identify the right scholarships. Students at RMIT, students at UNSW, students at Deakin University. What I would suggest is also that we would be trying to kind of compile a set of scholarships so that we can be able to send regular newsletters to you guys as and when more and more updates come.
Right, great. So guys, we have 10 minutes more left in this scholarship webinar. So I'll try to take more generic queries now, so that most number of students are getting benefits out of that. And for specific queries, definitely our team is going to get in touch with you within next 48 to 72 hours. All right, guys. So let's take some more generic queries so that more number of students are getting benefited out of it. So next in the line we have Aditya, and Aditya is asking, what should be the key points for an essay to get a scholarship?
See, the prompt is going to be very straightforward. Why should you be given that scholarship? So now you would have already written things in your SOP, and they would have covered most of the things about your profile. Now typically, if I say strategically, how do you answer that is, of course, first and foremost, it's and I'm assuming it's a merit-based scholarship, because most of them are. You have to write what differentiates you.
Absolutely.
And why you are a unique candidate as compared to the other thousands students who would be applying for the same scholarship.
Exactly.
So you have to highlight why you are unique. Secondly, you have to highlight why you would be successful. Because every university is looking for candidates who are going to make it big in their domain, and they are wanting to help those students who have a clear vision and would utilize that opportunity, that scholarship well. So why you are unique and why you would be successful. I think those are the two most important things to answer. Third thing which you have to kind of subtly put at the end, which you should, is because a university is using that scholarship to also promote themselves.
Absolutely.
So they are looking for ambassadors. They're looking for brand ambassadors to promote their university and make their name accessible and available to other students who are in future looking to explore education opportunities. So you have to kind of provide them with information that how can you be a great ambassador for them, and how can you promote their name, and you can substantiate it by how you have done it in the past. So, for example, if you're applying for a master's program, how you have helped the alumni of your previous education university, or in your school, how you have promoted your particular university, or how you have promoted your university at your job, and so basically, how have you been able to give back to that particular school
and
right? So, and if you've had any prior scholarships that you have been that you've received, that's again a big plus, because that shows that you have been somebody where others have also trusted you with their scholarships. So,
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
I think about it.
Great. So guys, I can still see more specific queries. We will definitely answer your specific queries and our team will get in touch with you. I'll try to take more generic queries so that everyone is getting benefit out of the answers that Piyush is giving you guys. So next is again Jayant is asking need-based or merit-based or no need-based. Which types of scholarships is better?
See, definitely merit-based scholarships are the best scholarships. They will offer the most amount of money. They will be most in number, and they are, they are the right ones to target. There are scholarships available for need-based students as well, but even there, it is not just that you show that you don't have money and you want to study abroad. You have to prove as part of that scholarship why you are the right candidate. So either you should have achieved something already in that field, and you should be an exceptional student who has already overcome that need of money. And if you are given that next step, you can really excel. But just by showing that you don't have money, but you have 60% marks, that's not going to cut for a need-based scholarship.
Alright, great. So I believe that sorts your query, Jayant. So next in the line we have Prachi again, who's asking how many, so she's asking actually two questions. How many months before the start of the course should I start my application process of studying abroad? And next is, does my I score increases the chances of getting a scholarship?
Very good questions, Prachi, and I think I think you were there in the last year of your master's as undergrad as well. So typically you should target 1 year before your course starts, so that you have enough time to select the right universities, to prepare the right documentation, and then start applying within time. Because if you are applying 6 to 8 months before your start of the intake, then your chances of getting scholarships get higher. So the answer is not at least, but if you are starting 1 year before, you are doing a good job. Many people will start 2 months before or 3 months before as well, and in a hurried manner, but that would kind of jeopardize your chances of getting scholarships. The second one is your IELTS score or TOEFL or PTE scores, or basically language skills, going to be counted in your scholarship selection? Absolutely. Because if you are going to apply for those scholarships in US, and the scholarship may come in the form of a teaching assistantship, where you really need to stand up in a class and provide instruction to undergrad students, then your language skills are very critical. Also, universities assess that not just your technical skills or your academic knowledge is going to help you succeed. You may be having great ideas, but if you are not able to communicate, it will be difficult for you to succeed in your career. So language skills definitely become important for scholarship, although they may not be that critical for getting an admission. So if you are scoring just the eligibility requirements, then your admission, you can get an admission. But if you're scoring well in English exams, then your chances of scholarships definitely increase.
Great. So Piyush, there are immense number of queries that are popping up, and this is giving me great pleasure that this study abroad webinar bootcamp has been a huge success. And definitely thanks to you guys. It is just because of you that this webinar bootcamp has been a success. This has been the first time ever in the history of abroad education that this bootcamp kind of stuff has happened, and it has been a success. All right. So anything you'd like to say to our students?
So, guys, I think thank you all for joining in. It's been back-to-back sessions for 3 days. Thanks to our team organizing all the videography and the sound, and we're trying to increase the quality of this interaction. Also, thanks to our partners who have come and shared the knowledge, and within the team who have been taking out time from their busy schedules to share this with all of you. The idea behind is that AdmitKard stands for transparency of information, and that's where we want to make sure that all of you are fully informed and not in the dark while you're taking your study abroad decisions.
Absolutely.
We would want to continue with this, and I request you all to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, because that's where we will be doing most of our webinars, as well as posting more live and video content, so that you can get access to them as and when we post them.
Right.
So thank you for being part of this, and I'd like to share just subscribe to our channel and stay connected with us.
Great. So guys, we will definitely come up with more webinars. We will definitely come up with more even YouTube videos as well, so that you guys can access those videos on the go, download those videos. And for that, you have to subscribe to our channel. So guys, definitely hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the YouTube channel of AdmitKard, and we will keep coming back with more and more webinars, more and more videos, more and more amazing content for you, specifically and absolutely free of cost, right? So guys, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, and stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye-bye.